Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video. Alright, team building, this is something that plenty of you guys have asked about regarding plenty of questions on making a team, right? Should you bring a healer? Do you need to have a shielder like March 7th? Can you only make a team with DPS characters, etc? Hopefully this video will answer all those questions. Now this is Forgotten Hall. As you guys can see, this is going to be something that's the end game equivalence of Honkai Star Rail. So to unlock this, you need to reach Trailblaze level 21, and then you see a pop-up message from Pom Pom, and then you can talk to Pom Pom, and this will be somewhere on the train that you board. You can get up to 3,000 STARRAILGIFTs in total here if you complete everything. So keep in mind, this is where the team building is going to come in significantly. Alright, so in the early stage of the game, sure, you can build whatever character that you want, you can progress easier because the story, the bosses in the story, those are going to be less punishing if you don't have the proper team whatsoever. Now, plenty of things that I've get asked a lot, for example, is I've managed to progress this far in the story without a healer. Why should I build a healer, right? So yeah, you could probably do it easily in the story, but once it comes to the memory stage right here, and it's going to get harder later on, it's just to make your life easier. Alright, if you have a healer, that's going to always give you a tangible benefit whatsoever. Now notice each of these stages will have its own benefit. You also are encouraged to build multiple elements. Right now you can see this stage 1 increase wind damage by 50%, stage 2 increase ice damage by 50%. Some stages here will have their own bonus elements which you can definitely benefit from if you bring the right elements. Now this video is sponsored by BlueStacks. If you guys are not aware, BlueStacks is an Android emulator that allows you to play any Android games, iOS games on your PC. Now it gives you the versatility to make sure that everything runs smoothly on your PC, or if you want to, you can even do multi-instance. Now what is a multi-instance? It allows you to run multiple games at the same time. Alright, so this is always going to be very beneficial if you want to do multiple dailies of your gacha games, considering that I play multiple gacha games myself, at least 4 to 5 every single day. BlueStacks give you the flexibility to do so. As you can see, you can just clone multiple instances and run multiple different games, do all your dailies all at once. So yeah, if you guys are interested, I'll have my referral link in the description below. Now, early on, this is going to be somewhat something that you can all easily access. Alright, so we have the main DPS or the main MC right here. So he or she is going to be physical for now. Later on, you'll have the ability to swap it to the fire type, obviously if you want to, right? So it's going to have a different kit altogether. The fire type is going to be somewhat of a tank, defender, MC. But right now you can see March 7th, everybody gets for free. Dan Heng, Natasha, hopefully all of you guys have unlocked and obtained these characters. Now, Natasha is going to be kind of crucial right here because she's going to be your only healer. So you might be able to get away with no Natasha here because March 7 is ideally going to be very good in giving you shield, right? But the truth is, if you make a mistake, Natasha is just going to be way easier. It also depends on, I do think Natasha gives you the flexibility of a lot of things, right? And if you're worried about her having the same element as the main MC right here, I wouldn't worry about it too much because most of the time your physical MC is going to be the one attacking. Natasha is going to be the one doing the healing, and whenever she attacks, it's just to generate the skill points, then to try to bring down the enemy's shield. Dan Heng and the MC here is going to be your main damage dealer. Of course, Dan Heng is a wind type, and the physical MC is physical. Now, eventually, once you get into the later sections of the game, once you start fighting those robots, right, it's going to be a little bit annoying. You might need to swap out the main MC with Serval. Serval is going to be what the element is needed. You need a lightning element character, and everybody gets Serval for free in the pre-registration rewards. I do like her design. I think one question that I get asked a lot, who's my favorite character in the game? Probably Serval right now by far. Now elements are going to be very important because you're going to need at least one of the particular character to hopefully try to insert into what they can do to break enemy's shield, or else you'll be doing way less damage. Yes, you can actually not bring the correct element to counter the enemy or to try to defeat an enemy. I've done that plenty of times. Just brute force my way through by just slowly hitting the enemy, not breaking the shield at all. It just takes very long and is super inefficient. So ideally, it's much more advisable for you to build multiple characters or at least multiple elements for the time being early on. So you can see lightning element right now. Obviously, if you have Tingyang and Bailu, cool, but I wouldn't look at them as like a shield breaker for you. Alright, Serval is still going to be crucial for a lot of players. Right now, Kafka is not accessible yet, and later on, the second banner after Sila banner is removed, Jing Yuan is going to be the much more sought after Electro character that might perhaps be able to replace Serval, right? But if you are already invested in Serval right now, I don't know if you want to build two same lightning element. Now this one is going to be super rare. Well and Luocha is limited to this imaginary type, and for now if you have Well, good for you, and if you don't have Well, you know, right, this is not an element that you can look at. For now, physical, yes, we have Clara. If you have Clara, you don't really need to build the physical Trailblazer or the main MC. Sushang is also going to be very good. Now Clara and Sushang, I would highly recommend these two. Definitely one of the better physical characters to build. I do think that if you have one of these two, you don't really need to build the physical MC as much. Now as for wind type, everybody gets Danheng. Danheng is going to be the main wind element character for now, right? Bronya is going to be strong, but she's much more of a support. You won't be using her to break the shield at all. As for Sampo and Blade, yep, Sampo, if you have him, I guess he's pretty decent. He's kind of a funny guy in the story, I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, if you already have Danheng for free, I'm not sure if you want to build Sampo per se. So that's something that, you know, I feel like Danheng is a safer option. Yes, it's a single target, but he does a lot of damage, right, for a wind type element. Now Quantum, we have Sila is going to be the best one. If you don't have Sila, Qingque might be the one that you want to go for. Most enemies are, you know, they're not weak against one element in particular. Like, fortunately, you have options within 3 elements. So as long as you have those options to pick from, it's not too worrisome, right? And for Ice element, if you're invested in March 7, cool. Yanqing, best damage dealer for Ice element right now. So recommend to build Yanqing. I think not many players are going to build Herta or Pela as much, but they're also going to be pretty decent choices. Japat is going to be much more of a tank, right? Now for Fire, later on, like I mentioned, we're going to have the Fire MC. That's going to be an option for a lot of players. If you have Himeko, definitely build her. As for Estar, definitely a very solid choice as well. I am much more of a Hook fan, alright, so definitely Hook is going to be my invested fire element. Highly recommend to pick one of these to build and focus on. So the gist of it is you want to have at least one AoE character, one single target character, and one healer and one other support character. For example, AoE character that fits in this slot that replace Serval can be the physical MC, for example, right? I can add physical MC. I can also put a Herta as an example right here. So you can see I always have an AoE, but ideally this one a little bit inefficient. Now we have 2 ice element, right? So my single target will always be Danheng. Sometimes I'll swap out for Hook depending if the enemy is weak to fire, and then if I need to, Sila is also going to be there for my single target. Sila is probably the best choice for a lot of players right now. She shines exceptionally right now in the story stages. A lot of contents, definitely you can benefit from her. Natasha is going to be a healer. If you don't have her, Bailu is going to be your other option, but everybody gets Natasha for free. I don't see why you wouldn't want to build her. She is actually going to help you a ton in a lot of story stages, alright? Heal, it just gives you a lot of flexibility, room to make mistakes. This is not like Genshin where you can just dodge and not receive damage. You will receive damage eventually because it's a turn-based game. So either you have a healer or you have someone that shields up your allies to not get hit at all. Now the last one going to be a support role. Alright, you can either have a shield, someone that gives shield like March 7. You can even have Bronya, someone that gives you the flexibility, support your team to move multiple times. You can also be a Tingyan to help you, you know, buff any of your damage dealers. I would say Estar is also somewhat of a mixture between a support and a damage dealer. She's going to be much more flexible in that sense as well. So yeah, overall, that's going to be the basics of team building for the timing. Hopefully this can help some of you guys decide on which team to build, especially early on. Investments are going to be very expensive, so I can see how that's a thing. Definitely slowly work your way in, do your dailies. This thing, make sure it's not capped at 180. Alright, so with that being said, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like, and big shout out to BlueStacks for sponsoring to this video. Have a nice day. Goodbye.